We continue to follow a major shakeup at the University of Virginia. UVA President Jim Ryan announcing his resignation amid political pressure over the school's diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. Ryan has stepped aside as the Department of Justice is investigating whether the school is complying with the Trump administration's efforts to end DEI. Layla Cox joins us in the studio with a reaction from the UVA community.
That's right, Dana. The University of Virginia President Jim Ryan announced his resignation in a letter to the university on June 27th, amid pressure from the Trump administration over the university's DEI programs. Since his sudden resignation, UVA students, staff, faculty, and alumni have been vocal about their opposition to Ryan's resignation. University of Virginia without a president after Jim Ryan announces his resignation in a letter to the university community on Friday. Ryan stating he is inclined to fight for what he believes in but will not fight the federal government to save his job. This comes after UVA faces pressure from the Department of Justice over the university's diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Abigail Spanberger, who is an alumna of UVA, says Ryan's resignation is outrageous and forced.
It's an assault on independent inquiry. It's an assault on our educational system here in Virginia, academic freedom everywhere.
Spanberger tells 13 News Now UVA might be today's target, but
there's no reason to think that they won't continue these assaults on academic freedom elsewhere in Virginia or elsewhere in the country.
UVA students, staff, and faculty rallied to show their support for Ryan. UVA history professor Peter Norton was one of the hundreds of demonstrators outside of the campus rotunda on Friday.
There was some anger. That's not surprising, but mostly it was very positive. There was a lot of support expressed for President Ryan. There were a lot of other people, though, who said, you know, I'm not a big fan of President Ryan. I just think we need to make these decisions in a collaborative way. It doesn't feel right to have a small number of insiders make this decision on behalf of the rest of us.
Professor Norton tells me he's very concerned about the selection process and UVA's next president. We'll hear more from him tonight at 11 about how Ryan's resignation reminds him of a similar deal back in 2012. Layla Cox, 13 News Now.
All right, thanks so much, Layla. On Friday, Governor Glenn Youngkin thanked Ryan for his service in a statement and said he's confident UVA's Board of Visitors will find a new leader who can take Thomas Jefferson's University into the next decade and beyond.